What's up, guys? I'm Mishrak, and this is Let's Play Final Fantasy Tactics 1.3. This is actually my fourth time through the game. After some encouragement from some of the guys on the forums, I went ahead and put my third playthrough on hold to do this Let's Play video series. We'll see how it goes. I decided, rather than, at least for now, rather than give a live commentary as I do the fight, I'm going to record the fights, speed up the footage, and just kind of commentate on it a little bit as it goes. We'll see how that pans out as some of the fights get more complicated. But for now, at least these early fights that are not that difficult, I'd rather do that than have 40 or 50 minute long videos for each fight. So it doesn't always take that long, but it can. This first battle really isn't that hard. The only unit you have control over is Ramza. And the main objective really is just keep the reviving units, wasting their turns on reviving units, and then killing that unit. That's really the only goal here, and you do that enough and they can't keep up, and they lose. So it's a pretty simple battle. I mean, there's a lot of damage output between Gariland and Agrias. The only thing you have to worry about is running headlong and getting Ramza killed. So if you keep him a little bit at range and play kind of defensively, you don't have to go sandbag, but if you play a little bit defensively here, you'll win, no problem. This chemist is casting black magic and gets one shot by Agrias. I'm really surprised to see black magic that early in the game, and it's pretty high damage too, so I don't know. Anyway, it's dead. It's going to stay dead most of the time, or he'll be trying to heal rather than cast offensive magic. Rad, the Squire, will spend his entire time throwing rocks and killing units like that. I think he just killed that chemist. These two archers will charge attack on Rad, and the AI does a really great thing. That Poison Knight will move in position and block one archery attack and also do a physical debuff on the other archer, which great killing two birds with one stone by the AI there. That's one of the best moves I've seen this early in a long time. Now I'm looking here to see which unit I can hurt the most that's already taken a lot of damage, and Agrias follows suit. I weakened him enough that Agrias' stasis sword kills him and does a lot of damage to that other one at the same time. Rad will come over here and plink the chemist again with a rock. Gariland moves up, and we play the revival game. Now they're already down 2 units, so their reviving units are already behind. The chemist is going to heal, but that's really not a big deal. I'll be able to two-shot him pretty easily. I'm trying to get this archer down who's pretty good at blocking. That happens a couple times. There's a few hero blocks in this fight. Not from behind, though. And that's another dead unit. So now there's 3 dead units. Again, they're going to try to revive them, but it's just not going to be enough. They won't be able to keep up, and that's the whole goal in this fight. You do that and you win. If you do anything else, you could lose, but you really shouldn't. There's a lot of margin for error in this early fight. The best choice at this point is go after that chemist, and that's what I do there. Move in behind so Agrias can move up and hit him as well. And the AI really follows suit. I was very happy with that the AI was obeying my mental orders there. This archer gets 2 hero blocks. I don't know how. I mean, they were both 70% chance to hit, so it's random number generator for you. But it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. I'm just kind of complaining because I can. I don't like the random number generator sometimes. Or ever. Unless it works in my favor, and then I love it. But anyway. First round, first turn explosion for 72 damage. It's ridiculous. It's a good thing this is not a very hard battle, but still, that's a ridiculous amount of damage coming out of that chemist. And now we play the blocking counter game. That knight has 66 brave or 61 brave, so he counters a lot. And then you have Defy Pain, which is a great new addition in version 7 of this mod. It's a Squire ability that heals when you're in critical. Works really well early on and it's a free heal. It's an instant heal, and it heals half your hit points. So the knight uses it here to just kind of drag this battle out a little bit longer than it needed to be, but he's not going to get another turn because Agris is a hero and she uses an ether on Gariland and he finishes him with a knight sword pretty handily. A little bit of storyline here. In case you're wondering, I won't show all the storyline in the game. I'm assuming that you probably have already played this game. I also won't show the time spent leveling up or configuring my units and equipment. I may go through briefly and show my setups and talk about it, but that'll probably be the extent of it. This next fight is pretty straightforward. I think one thing that helps a lot is picking the 2 squires early on that have crossbows. The extra range really allows you to dictate how the fight goes, and it makes for a very short fight. Whereas if you don't pick the ones with crossbows, it can take a little bit longer. Also, the units themselves are not very important. Chances are, if you're paying attention to your Zodiac compatibility, that maybe one of them at best, if you're lucky, will have enough Brave and Faith and have the right compatibility, which I happen to luck out and get one. But for the most part, what happens in this fight doesn't matter, as long as you win, of course. The first time through this fight, I actually struggled a fair bit, mostly because I wasn't paying to my unit's gear. I didn't even know crossbows were coming standard on some of them, and I was just being goofy. The second time around, when I actually did win, I sandbagged on top of the building where you start. I think that's unnecessary. It drags a fight out. You can do it that way, but it makes the fight go really long. I think when I did that, it took me like 30 minutes to kill this. And I got all the crystals, which is fantastic, but it's the second fight. I mean, seriously. So I do that a little bit here. I originally think that maybe I'll sandbag on this, but I figure, well, I have crossbows, so let's see what happens. So I moved the chemists up, which not a terrible position because it gives them a better vantage point with throw item and throw stone. But the crossbow units I keep down on the ground. Ramza moves back. You'll see him move back just to draw the other units in a little bit closer. He's kind of in a bad position, and he could actually take some damage if I left him where I was. But I'll move him back, so they have to come to us, and that's exactly what happens. The 2 squires focus down this one, and for whatever reason, rather than run away when she's at 10 health, she decides to charge in for a throw stone. I don't know, but it works out, and when she dies, the other enemy units charge in to try and revive her, and that brings them in range of my crossbows, and the fight is a clinic. It's a rout. I think I finished it in about 4 minutes. That's the fastest I've ever done it. I was very surprised. It felt like a random battle more than it did a scripted battle, but I don't know. Maybe I've just gotten decent enough at the early part of the game. I played through it. This is my 4th time through, like I said, and I'm familiar enough with how at least in the first 2 chapters, how things work, that my setups are pretty good, and I understand a little bit how things work. So, delete a mopping up there. He gets a hero block here on this and avoids getting killed, which is really good. Wastes a lot of the AI's turns, and not a hard fight, as you can tell. And one way I think it would be hard is if you got your units spread out and you charged in and went to them, and they decided that they were going to kill all, focus down one of your units. That's really where I could see you running into trouble here, but even if you did that, it probably could still win. I don't know. Anyway, this fight's about wrapped up. Thanks for watching, guys. If you have any suggestions or any ideas of how I could make things better, leave a comment, leave a message, and I'll catch you later.